We are now on the bottom of Chav Zayin Amud Aleph 27a. Please open up your Safari and follow along. You'll get it much, much better that way. So here we go. I would say this is the hardest piece of Gemara right now. I don't think it's hard. It's just the back and forth, the options, the battle of it. It's also, in that way, it's very geschmack. So let's get it clear. Let's begin. There's a question, the close, everything that belongs to the Beit HaMikdash that's given for this dedication to Hashem, you're not allowed to use it for anything else other than for using it for Hashem. Now, we have a very interesting case about clothes of Kohanim. What do you do with that? It's clothes. Kohanim automatically get enjoyment from that. So how do you deal with that? So there's two possibilities here. Is it that when they're serving, so that they're wearing it the way it was meant to be, but the second it was over, they have to pull it off because they're finished their service, they're not working for Hashem anymore, they're just walking. Or perhaps it was because of this difficulty, the clothes was given for the Kedusha. The way that it was given to the Beit HaMikdash is that the Kedusha that's bestowed on it is to be given to the Kohanim for usage. And our Gemara wants to figure that out based on something that we learned in our first Mishnah. Let's begin. We're starting from the words Lo hayu yishenim bebigdei kodesh. It's towards the bottom of the page. Lo hayu yishenim bebigdei kodesh. Says the Mishnah, they didn't sleep. The Kohanim in the Beit HaMikdash did not sleep in their clothes. Shinu delo. So the Gemara infers that only sleeping not. Aval hilach mahalchim. But walking, they did do. Shemat mina, we learn from this that big day kahuna nitnu liyahenos behen. The Kohen's clothes was given for them to enjoy. Otherwise, how could they walk in it? Why is it only that they couldn't sleep in it? And if they could even not walk in it, well, why would you say they can't sleep in it? That would sound like up until they got to sleeping, they could. So they were walking to go to sleep. They were wearing it. That was okay. It must be that walking is okay. If so, then walking in the clothes is okay. So we see they could enjoy it. Says the Gemara, no. Really, Amri, they said, Hu hadin da'afilu hiloch namilo. That even walking it, not. Hadiktani, and this that we learned, lo hayu yishenim, this that you cannot sleep in the clothes, is mishum debay lemisni seifa. It was only because we wanted to teach Allah about sleeping at the end of the Mishnah, so we spoke about sleeping. But the truth of the matter is, they weren't even allowed to walk in the clothes. But we chose to speak about sleeping because we're getting to a certain case, which is what the Gemara continues. Ella poshtin umekaplin umenichanotan tachas v'sheim. They would take them off, fold them, and place them next to their heads. Kitani, so therefore we wanted to teach what the Kohanim did with those clothes. So Kitani, Reisha Nami, so we learned in the beginning also, Lo hayu yeshenim, that they did not sleep in their clothes. Says the Gemara. V'hakul gufo kakasha. But this itself is a kasha. Umenichanotan tachas v'shein. We said they took the clothes and they put it underneath their heads. Shemamina, we learned from there that big dekuna nitnu leyanos behen. It's obvious if you're allowed to use them as a pillow, then it must be that the clothes were given to you to enjoy. Ema, says the Gemara, you know what it means underneath their head? It means underneath, like this book. Is this underneath there? Yeah. Is it underneath the book over here? Yeah. It's not underneath as in resting on it. That doesn't have to, that's one way to interpret the word underneath. But another way to underneath is that they're here and it's here. Their head is here, and this is underneath their head on the floor, on the ground. So the Gemara says that's what it means, the Mishnah, that it was under their heads. It wasn't actually their head was leaning on as a pillow, but rather it means it was beside their head on the ground. So, Shin Mem stands for Shema Mina, so common that the Gemara doesn't even have to write it out as Shema Mina, it just writes Shin Mem. Shema Mina always means we could conclude from here that big day kahuna nitnu, says the Gemara, Ema negaroshem, opposite their heads. So now the Gemara, Rav Papa says, I could pull out a halacha from here that I can pull out a halacha from here that has to do with us. Meaning, even when I'm learning about the times of the Beit HaMikdash, I always have to try to take it and apply the lesson to us. So says Rav Papa, Amar Rav Papa, Shemami Na, we learn from here that tefillin min hatzad sharyan, that a person go to sleep with their tefillin next to their head. V'loi chayshinon, and we're not worried. Dilma migandar, that he'll turn v'nafal alayu, and he'll fall and he'll put his head onto them. He'll end up sleeping on the tefillin, right? Because tefillin is only it's that's not an ister daraisa even to put your head on it. To the lack of respect would be maybe an ister daraban would be a lack of respect, but over here you're taking the kohanim's clothes and putting it next to your head. If you roll onto it, and it was usher to roll to use the clothes, so then you're not doing an avera at all. We see from here that you're doing a big time avera, and yet we allowed you to do it. So for short tefillin, you're allowed to put next to your head, and you'll roll onto it. It's not a problem. Interesting thing, I'll just point out, why is it that we're not worried about it? Just something for you to think about. Is a person obligated in a mitzvot at the time that they're sleeping? Like, the guy is sleeping and he rolled over it. So you disrespected something, but it was while you were sleeping. Is that a problem? Just to think about. Is that maybe that's why it's not a problem? Maybe because you're not obligated. In any case, it's something to think about. It's a big discussion. If, for example, did I do anything wrong to you? If let's say you're sleeping in a sukkah, doing the mitzvah of sleeping in the sukkah, and I take you out, did I do anything wrong to you? Maybe yes, maybe no. You were sleeping. Okay, continues the Gemara. Hachanami mistaber. It also makes sense like this, that the clothes were next to your head. And this gets us to our halacha topic, actually. Our Gemara and halacha are combining over here, because look, hachanami, hey non, hachanami. Here also, mistabra, it makes sense like this. The kineged roshehan, that it's opposite their heads. The amar, that if you say tachas roshehan, that it was underneath their heads, nihi, although you'll tell me that very good, you have permission to use them, maybe that's the kedusha of them, but still there's another major problem of keeping it underneath your head. I'll agree to you, and this problem I know is a problem for sure. What is that? Tepik lay, let me learn from this. Let me say that I'm still not allowed to put underneath your head, misham isura deklayim, because of the avera of klayim. There's an avera of klayim. What is klayim? That's our topic in halacha. Shatnez. It's shatnez. The Kohen's clothes had shatnez in them, possibly. As we go on to Chav Zayin Amabet, 27b, you'll see. Says the Gemara, Ha nichal amanda amar. This is good. Lamed mem dalid le man da amar. That avneto shel chaf gimel Kohen gadol lo zehu avneto shel Kohen hedyot. That the Kohen Gadol's clothes belt, the avnet is the belt of the Kohen Gadol was not the belt of the Kohen Hedyot. Elalemanda Amar, but according to the opinion that avneto shel Kohen Hedyot, zehu avneto shel Kohen Gadol, which it had shatnez in it, so my ikalamemar. What are you going to say about that? The Kohanim obviously there was shatnez, according to that opinion. The Kohen, regular Kohen's belt was shatnez. How could he possibly put it underneath his head? That would for sure be an avera. You're not allowed to use shatnez, as we learned. So it must be that he put the shatnez next to his head. And that's where we'll end the video for now.